Well, welcome back everybody. Here I'm going to do my August tour. I'm going to show things that I still need to do and other things that have gotten finished. So kind of excited to show you some things. So over here I have to the left my hydrangea tree, which is always gorgeous at this time. It's usually loaded with butterflies and bees, but actually I don't see much on it right now. Maybe if I get up close there'll be a lot more. And behind it on my trellis is my kiwi vine, which didn't get as many kiwis this year for some reason. I think it's because when it bloomed in the spring, there wasn't many bees out because it got so cold. And then my wisteria is just going crazy and it's growing in my apple, crab apple. And anyhow, let's go walk around here and see some more of my garden. So here we are on another side of my hydrangea tree, and I don't see any bees in it, but it's just so beautiful and it gets such a pretty pink color as it gets older. Oh, there's a bee. There's the bumblebee. Ooh. So we can look down here. Probably if you've seen my other tours, you can tell that I'm missing my pot here. Everything that was in it just didn't do well. It's supposed to be shade loving. All the plants in it died, so I ended up putting it in a whole bunch of sun loving plants in it, and I put it out by my fire pit, so you'll see it out that way. Maybe you're wondering what these are, but these little, there should be a third one somewhere, but I put these under my pots and it gives it an area so that the holes can drain easily. So that's what these black things are. You can buy them on Amazon. So there's not a whole lot going on this side of the garden. Hostas are pretty much done blooming. I've been doing a lot of deadheading on those. I've got my begonias over here doing really, really nice. They're doing well. As you can see, I have some lovely lavender here. It's going to go up front, and this one variety is called Sweet Romance. So I'm going to be digging out a bush and putting them there, so I got to get busy with that. Just had to show my hibiscus here. Look at how pretty these are. This is on the side of my garage. Aren't they beautiful? Oh my goodness, they're just so full of blooms. Very, very lovely. It goes back to my back gate this way and back to the back tour here of my garden. And as I take my tour this way, you can see my honeysuckle is not blooming. It's on the thing here. Cut back these a little bit. And you can look this way. I still haven't gotten to my bricks that are sitting here. I found actually 4 more, and then I have a few more out there in the sandbox that I'm going to come, and then I'm going to do this probably on a cool day. And then my heucheras and stuff are doing really well. Really liking those. I just changed the bird bath water out so I wouldn't have any mosquitoes. I could get some mosquito bites and put them in there, but I just changed the water. And then this guy is brand new. So I did a little video about that, and maybe I'll show you that clip of that right now, how I got that one in. Well, I got a surprise bush for my husband. So this bush is going to be relocated, and I'm going to put a spruce here. So I'm looking forward to showing you my spruce when it gets all planted. So let's get at this and start digging this one out. This arborvitae will be really easy to get out because I just planted it here, and it has a nice root ball to it. So I'm going to set it into this pot right here and set it to the side and figure out where I'm going to put him now. So let's get busy digging this one out. So here she is. Can you guys guess by the end of the video what kind of spruce this is? Look at the beautiful pine cones on it. So anyhow, you try and guess, and then I'll let you know at the end what kind of spruce this is. Okay, here's a tester. You can take the pot the plant came in, and you can put it down in the hole. And you can see that this hole is not big enough. It needs to be a little bit more, a couple inches bigger, and a little deeper too. So now I'm going to put some of the dirt into this as well, and go from there. Okay, I do use this sometimes. One nursery here, if I use this, they give me a 5-year guarantee. But so they're guaranteed for 5 years. It must be pretty good stuff. But that is the name brand. Okay, so here's how it was in the pot, and apparently they thought about up-potting it in the burlap. But I'm gonna cut this. It looks pretty loose, but I'm gonna cut that and cut the burlap away, and then I'm going to rough up these roots because they are starting to curl around. And then I'll put the natural, powerful micro Cananza in here into the hole and place her in. She should be pretty good. She might be a little high, which is fine because sometimes you get really wet here, and that'll help her not get too much of a wet foot. So anyhow, let's get going with that. Yeah, I think I gotta open my hole up. I think she's a little too close to this here, and I think I need to bring it forward a couple 4 more inches, but she can stay in the hole while I dig it out. So let me sit you down and I'll start some more digging. Stop that circling of the pot. Ah, mosquito. There. Well, that's looking pretty good. Whew, man. Let me show you all from a distance. Let's take a peek. Oh, she's, oops. Okay, she's sitting pretty good. She needs to go that way a little bit more. Whew, I'm sweating. So we gave her a 90-degree turn, and she looks better. You can't see the pine cones as well, but she's still really pretty, and you'll be able to see the pine cones when you walk in through the gate. So now we're going to put some more micro Cananza on her and fill her in and put the chips back. Make her look pretty. I find that pine trees and spruces don't like to sit in water, but they don't like to dry out. So if you have a bad season where you have absolutely no rain, make sure you water your shrubs and stuff until they're established, and they're, I mean, like maybe after quite a few years. And also, if you have established trees, last year we had such a dry spell that my big spruces out back, which are probably about, I don't know, what are those, 40 feet tall, and they had brought so many needles because we had absolutely no rain. So I'm going to let this soak in and settle in, and that will get rid of air pockets. So now I'm going to put the rest of this dirt around the shrub. I'm going to put some right into the middle so I can spread it around the base and over on the other side, because I want the top of this to be some new dirt. Let me go over here. Get some too. Come on out, dirt. Nope. There. There, got that all done. Shooey. There. Push that in. Oh, mosquito. Just gonna stomp all the way around. And I might need more dirt. I'm gonna give this a good pushing too, because that's where the extra I went and had to dig out. So see, this is up out of the ground quite a bit. So this will never have a problem with wet roots. But I am gonna make sure that there's dirt around her roots. This is how I'm planting it here. I guess if you're in a really dry area, you could plant her right soil level. But my area can get a lot of rain. And then some days, like the last, I don't know what, 3 years, we had hardly any rain. There's Mia. She's coming to say hello. Hey, baby. She likes her daddy more than her mama. Both the girls do. Both the girls is in my 2 dogs. They're both female. There. So, that's pretty close. Okay, here's some more of the dirt that I was gonna use, but I need a little more. So I'm gonna dump half of it out. Just for this backside. There we go. Oh, man. Just a little bit.
That's getting tapered out much more nicely now.
Yeah. There we go. Yep, there's a root ball right here. Looks good. She was really tied tight. My husband got the utility knife to cut it because she was so tight. Oh, they really made it tight, the nursery. So, okay, well, the next thing to do here is put the chips back. And I got to plant some bulbs. And I got another bush to do. So, that might be in another video. So, anyway, we'll take a look at this a little further away. Well, there she blows. She's in. She's pretty straight. The tip of her is straight. And the bottom of her is straight. I guess I put the ball back in place and didn't show you without it, but she's looking pretty good. She is all in, watered in, and now I gotta find a place for this guy. Oh boy. So anyhow, this video will continue when I figure out where this one is going. So that's how that got in place of the other bush that was here. And probably towards the end of my tour, I'll show you where that other bush went to. Right along here, I got I think this is a sweet lime hydrangea. Oh, always little lime punch. That's what this one is, little lime punch. And it's looking really beautiful. It's getting that nice look to the hydrangea. Isn't that gorgeous? And there is my other bleeding heart that I moved over here. Got a mosquito on me. And my cardinal flowers are starting to fizzle out, along with my lilies, my daylily varieties. My coral bell is doing really well. She's getting her berries on her, so this will be very interesting to show you the berries when they turn pink. They are just like this brilliant pink. So pretty. And then Aphrodite's is doing well. I removed her, as you saw in my other video. And then back here, all my lilies are done. They're looking a little spent. And then I have a redbud tree growing right out of this thing here. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to keep that or not. We'll see. And then this was my marshmallow root, and I cut it down. This was really tall, so I cut it down before the wind got to it, and it was going to make it go crazy. This is my other beautyberry, and it's blooming pretty. It's got very nice little blooms that are about to pop open, and they'll set some beautiful purple berries in the fall. So I don't come back here too often because it's kind of my this is kind of my good, bad, and ugly area. But look how beautiful. I've got a thing my hardy hibiscus is looking. Isn't that just, oh, she's so beautiful. And then over here, I have my other hydrangeas that I got from my neighbor. She didn't want them. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bushes in here. And they are just, look at, all the pretty blooms are towards the back. But isn't that beautiful? I just love that. And I got a sunflower that the birds planted here. So I'm gonna go back up here to the fire pit and start up and show you some stuff up there. So I'm starting behind my waterfall here. And I got my little mushroom collection here. And my other heucheras are doing really well that I've planted. And I love how this Japanese maple has these seeds. They just look like they're on fire when the sun hits them. Look how gorgeous they are. So pretty. So let's turn and I'm going to show you. There's some ugly. We put in another air bubbler here, and we also installed, it's called, I think, Ion by Aquascape, and it's supposed to kill the algae, and it's killing it. It looks maybe really green to you guys, but it's kind of got like almost that pea soup look to it now. So the algae, the string algae, is dying. The fish are eating again. They're doing better. So I got maybe a video I might talk about more of that later. But here we have installed it. We were making sure it wasn't leaking before we put rocks around it to kind of hide the stuff. And then this is a temporary extra hose for the fish to have a little more oxygen in here, because when you get rid of algae, it dies and takes a lot more of the oxygen out of the pond. And you'll also see we put some medicine in here as well. But anyhow, there's the turtles, and look how gorgeous my new lilies look out there. Aren't they beautiful? Oh, I just love them. I have some other ones in there that probably bloom next year, but I do have one purple one blooming right here just for you. I'll show some pictures of that a little bit more close, but this one's a purple one, and then this one's a purple one, and then we bought a yellow one and a red one. So the yellow will be here and the red will be there, and then I'll have peach and white. And then over on the waterfall area is the pom-pom that used to be in the small pond. So I'm gonna have lots of lilies next year to cover the pond to help with this algae problem. Okay, so the end of the other video, I wasn't sure where I was gonna put my other bush, so I planted it here. I actually extended this out further, planted this here because this gets 7 foot wide, and it's probably about, oh, I don't know, 2 or something. Ooh, oh my goodness, I had a big black wasp after me there for a sec. Anyway, this gets 7 foot wide and 9 foot tall, and I might keep it a little bit more pruned so I get some more of that beautiful bark in the fall. But anyhow, I put that little shrub there to give a little winter interest in this area, a little green. So, and I can keep this pretty small. It's actually stayed pretty small for all these years so far. And then this is about to bloom. This is going to be a real show. And always enjoy having this. Actually, it just started to bloom. Here's one little bloom. Snow in the summer in the snow. Or snow in the summer. One of the two. But this just gets covered with blooms. It's beautiful. So this one's just a common hydrangea, and it's doing really well. It didn't flop. I have some other ones that really flopped badly from all the rain. But they're up front. I might replace the ones up front with a different variety so they don't flop. But this is the area we were looking at, and now I'm going to turn slowly so you can see without getting dizzy. There's my temperature today. It's quite nice today. It's 79, almost 80. A little hotter in the sun, but we are getting more cloud coverage, so the rain is probably coming real soon. But anyhow, here's the other bush that I planted that I talked about in my other video, doing well. There's my goat's beard that used to be here, over here. And I'm looking forward to seeing my sedum start to bloom. I'm letting these grow for my friend. She has butterflies that she lets them go in the cocoon and then releases them later. And some of them eat these, so I'm letting those grow, and then I'm going to pick them, and then I'm going to try to keep them out of here. I don't want them along here anymore. And then here's my other area that I had done in another video about edging and stuff, and the tree's looking pretty good. I did fertilize it, so I'm hoping it's going to green up here real soon. It looks a little bit light compared to its counterpart here that we've had for quite a few years. I think we're on year 4, and it's grown quite a bit. It was about this size when we bought it, so this will be really nice shade in the morning for the pond. This is why I did this, because I liked the way it looked before, but I need to get shade on this pond more. And this little guy is about to bloom. It says it's a pink. I do see a little bit of red, so maybe that red will turn out more pink later on, but isn't that a pretty leaf? That's going to be really beautiful when it gets big. I might protect that from the rabbits this winter. And then this one I forgot to take the top off of. Ow! She's pretty pokey. There we go. Might have some seeds in there, so maybe I'll put the seeds down in here and let those fall into the ground. So anyhow, I'm gonna come up here. Look how beautiful those are. Woo. I could stare at those all day. Fish are having a good time down here. Still can't see them really well. There's a few swimming around. So take a peek this way. Yeah, it's getting a lot darker out all of a sudden. I see a butterfly over there. More of a moth, I think, over on the butterfly bush. Oh, and there is a butterfly over there. So anyway, I'm going to pan over this way. I have these. They're usually white. And they're obedient. I think it's called obedient plant. It's but they're purple over here, so I'm wondering if it's the ground. But look how nice my grasses look. They're nice variegation, big variegation on this, and a lighter variegation on this one. But they're so beautiful. I just love the leaves. I'm not a big fan of brushing up against them, like little razor blades. And then this one is another variegated. And then there's the bumblebees. I have to constantly get my dog out of here. My little dog just wants to go after these. She got one yesterday and she yelped, but I didn't see any, like, you know, bite mark or swelling. But I kind of propped them up here so we could walk through here without disturbing the bees. But boy, they're really, I can count probably 15 of them just by looking real quick. And they're the big guys. Really big. Whoa. Hello, bumblebee. This one's a little smaller. Come on. Keeps going around the side of the flower. I can't get him. Oh, here's one. Oh boy, that was a big black wasp. I want to get him mad. Here's my wisteria. This one's an Americana. The other one is a Chinese, and it has some blooms right there coming again. It does like to bloom twice. And look how loaded my pine trees are. My gosh, there's so many pine cones. Anyhow, I don't show this area very often, but this is a nice little area of my yard. Now, I planted this last year. We had so much dry weather, and I tried to water it, but really had a rough time. So I'm waiting to see how this does. She looks really bad, but her top is looking really good, and she does have some new growth. So we'll see how she does, because she is eventually going to be limbed up here anyhow. So it's not a big deal if I lose the bottom half and she keeps growing now pretty. So I'm going to wait and see about this one. And then you can see I have some hostas here. These are ones I didn't need in my garden, and there's going to be a few more in here. And I think this might become my hosta grove. So anyway, that's doing well. And then these are the red twig dogwoods that I purchased a while back. And I have the red, yellow, yellow, red. And they're doing really well, doing nice. They do seem to have some sort of issue on the one here. The leaf is curling. So I just gotta keep an eye on this. I don't know what is in here. Let me take that leaf off. See if we can get this open. What is in there? Oh, it looks like a little tiny worm in there. Is that a little worm? No, thought maybe it was. I don't know what's ailing this. It looks like, oh, aphids. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to see it and show it. There's aphids in there. Okay, well, it's almost the end of the season. I'll have to keep an eye on it. It would make sense because look at the ants are all over it, and I know ants like to milk the aphids, so that must be what's going on there. So anyhow, this is kind of a new area over here. We got all these blocks for free. My husband's nephew, great nephew, didn't want them, and so he gave us all these blocks for free. Isn't that something? That's a lot of savings. So let's see. This is going to be really beautiful in the fall. This is my burning bush, and then regular arborvitaes, and then I have my phlox here blooming. They're very pretty. There's a big bumblebee there. He is loaded with stuff on him. Ooh. I don't know where he went. He is loaded with stuff. He almost looks like a carpenter bee. And then over here I have another one of my hardy hydrangea. Hibiscus, excuse me. This one's a little bigger. So pretty. I had one as big as my head a couple of years ago. Got to deadhead this thing. So I'm gonna go a different direction. Oh my goodness, I just have to look at those one more time. Oh my gosh, those are gorgeous. Oh, love them. Okay, all right. I'm gonna walk this way. Take my chances through the bee alley here. Oh, there's an apple on the ground. Oh dear, something's getting my apples. Well, that one's all wormy anyhow. I'll put it with this one. Looks wormy too. Here's another pretty sunflower. Isn't that pretty? My birds planted this one here, so I leave it here. And then here's the back of my pond. When we built this, it was horrible. We couldn't get enough stones, and I still need a couple stones to fill in the back of the waterfall. We had one across here, and it broke, so that's the way this is. Now Annie's having a fit with the turtle over there. Okay, I saved you from me yelling at her, so I turned it off for a second. And then over here, I have this beautiful plant. I can't remember the name of it, but it's just blooming so pretty here. I had two of them and one died, but there's some ugly there. I have a horrible thistle that I tried to get rid of, and I very carefully sprayed it because I can't get any of that in the pond, but it came back, so I'll have to be a little bit more aggressive with that in the fall and get rid of its roots. This is a new plant that I got, and it is just doing really well. It's finally getting established, and it keeps blooming. It keeps sending up these blooms. Looks like it's got some seeds on it. And then my peach tree, they're doing really, really well. I actually thinned them out. Oh man, I must have missed this. Okay. My camera turned off for some reason, but I must have missed this branch, and I need to take off quite a few more of these little peaches because I want them to get bigger. And I'll just throw them down here and pick them up later because I don't want to leave any fruit down here. But this peach tree is a baby off of my mom's, and I got two others. One is up there and one is back there. But I want to, my butterfly bush has got all kinds of butterflies on it right now. Let me see if I zoom in, and I hate to walk up there and then they go away, but can you see them? Yeah, there's 3 of them, but 2 are swallowtails maybe? Oh, they're gorgeous. And then one little white caterpillar, or whatever you call those. But anyhow, I'm gonna back up back here. You can see, I don't remember the name of this, but this is blooming, starting to rebloom. My echinaceas I bought are doing well. I deadheaded some of them the other day, and it looks like I need to deadhead some more. And I did do some of the deadheading on these. And that one, since I put it in a cage, it's gotten horrible blight, and it's probably because of all the rain we had. It just looks awful. I almost wish I hadn't put the cage around it. Another thing I'm really happy about is this hydrangea bush I've had forever, and it hasn't bloomed since I bought it. And it's finally going to bloom. So there it is. I couldn't even remember what color this one was. So this one's a purplish. So we will have to see. I'll have to really give it a lot more fertilizer throughout the years. The other one over here I thought was going to bloom, but it doesn't look like it's going to. So I still have a few lilies blooming, but all the other ones are pretty spent. I did cut back my hostas. My Shasta daisies I cut back, and they're looking way better. They're looking like they're doing a little bit of show for us. The balloon flowers, I have to deadhead the rest of these and make sure I get those off because I don't want any more around here. And they were nice. And then this little guy is blooming. He's a nice, pretty variegated sedum. Looks like some of it is unvariegated in the center there. So that's doing well. And this one I really like. I love how airy that is, almost like a fern. It's so pretty. And then these cute little flowers it had turn into these little seed pods. So I kind of hoping this will grow and get a little bigger here. And then I got some parsley just growing here. So let's see if we can sneak up on the butterflies. See if we can see those.
There's one there.
Okay, I backed away from them. I had a monarch come in there too. So I had one monarch and I think whatever these are, wow, that came out funny. And I think these are swallowtails. I'm not sure. So look it up. But as they're having fun there, my gay feather flowers are all done, and I've been starting to cut those back. They were gorgeous. And then these were my magnificent lilies, and I cut that stalk off, and it's just, I mean, that is a stalk. I mean, this is like a tree here, and I got to cut that one off because that was the last one. It just finished blooming. So anyhow, irises I cleaned up quite a bit. They were getting some grubs in them, so this variety here hopefully is a little different. I got it from on this side, so we'll see. So anyhow, back to this, and then I'm going to walk back. My other grapes got attacked by, I don't know, raccoon or what. So I bought these things to put on my beds that are supposed to deter these critters, because I have all these grapes that I want to make into grape jam. So here's the first we're putting here. We gotta let them charge one more day. Then we're gonna put one over here on this end. So if they come this direction.
Oh, right here?
Yep.
Okay. Oops.
And hopefully that protects the grapes on this vine. And then over on the other side, ouch, the mosquitoes. I have one here in case something comes from this direction. And then the last one is over here, so if something comes this direction. And I can buy more if they seem to be helping, but we will see. No idea. I don't know if my camera up here will pick up anything, but we'll find out. And they're just beautiful coming up, and I just got tons of them. Tons of them inside there. I don't know if you can see it very well. I know the sun went away, so it does help a little bit. But I want to make some grape jam. These have seeds in it, and it was supposed to be seedless, but they're not. And so I will make jam out of them because I'm not a big fan of the seeds when biting into them, and they do have a lot. So anyhow, I'm going to go and talk about my fig trees now. They're doing wonderful. This is the Chicago Hardy. They're getting tons of them on here, doing really well. I'm not going to go through all of them. This one here is Solomon's White, and you can see they're getting quite big. So if we get a nice September in that, I should be getting a good amount of figs again this year. Some varieties I'm still not going to be able to know. They didn't produce, or they're not big enough, or something or other. And if we didn't have that horrible spring, I think it would be even a better year. And so they are just, look at all the ones popping on this one now. Isn't that just wonderful? Just good size. That one's, there's my thumb. I'm trying to get my thumb near it so you can kind of get the size of them. This one, I don't know which one this one is. Let me see if I can find the, oh, that one. Wait a minute. What are you coming off of? All right, you're this tree. Oh my goodness, there's tons of them in here too. Look at them all. Lovely. This one's VDS. Violet Day Solstice. Is this the same one? No, this one's a different one. So that first, it is Kafta T Jayat. It's a very sought after one apparently. But this one's got tons of them on there. So let's hope that I can taste this. I'm very anxious to taste this. Colonel Littman's Black has got some on there that actually are getting bigger, so this is good news. And I can see them up there. Black Malta always seems to do really well. This one is Petra. She has some on there, but I'm not sure she'll get big enough. I'm training her to stay upright. This one is Italian 258. Nice size. Very green. Some bigger ones up here, so I'm very happy about that. That's a good size one. I'm trying to get my thumb by it so you can kind of get an idea how big that is. And I can see them back in there. Some now really nice ones that are back here I want to show you. This one's got some nice ones on it. This one does too. And it's back here. I haven't tried this. This one is just loaded. Look at this. I'm horrible at saying the name of this one. It's the Leitze. Let's see. But look at, I mean, it's just loaded with figs, and they're all a really good size. There's my, oh, excuse me. There's my thumb. This one is a little funky there. So really, really doing well. Let me zoom in a little bit. Can I? Oh, there we go. Sometimes it gets really big. It distorts things. So there's my thumb next to it. There. Just, I mean, loaded. Should we count this one? Let's see what this branch has. Oh my goodness. Start at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Gotta look. 8. And then this one. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 31 on this branch right here. 31 figs on that branch. And then there's probably another 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 on that branch. That's a lot of figs for this little tree. I don't know if you can see how, let me see if I can get, it's hard to get too far back, but that's the size of that tree. And that's a 15-gallon. So raspberries are doing really, really well. They're starting to come. Bees, as you can see, are just enjoying pollinating those flowers. And then this is doing absolutely great too. Tons and tons of figs on here. Woo, the figs are doing well. Thank goodness. I was really worried this spring. And then there's another one up there, but I just want a quick peek. This is what we've been working on. We're starting to work on the greenhouse. I'm going to make a video of that. I started in the spring. But look at this fig. Let's see which one is this one. This is, I think it's Pint Nero. Pint Grosso, excuse me. This is Pint Grosso. Here's my thumb. They're getting a good size. There's some bigger ones up above. And then the one neck down in here is doing fabulous. This is on this tree here. They kind of intermingle. This one I don't think has any on it, the taller one. And that one was a Bosoroso. That's a Nicky fig. And it's done wonderful in the past. One of my favorite figs, but haven't had any this year, which is a shame. This one is so prolific. It's doing so well. It's Marva Cinca. And I've had a few. They do this sometimes. They'll kind of do a weird ribbing and turn a color, and then they just come off. They just won't develop. So I'm hoping the others don't do that. They're looking really good, the others. They're looking nice and green. So I don't know if it's a little stressed or what. Maybe I need to water a little bit more right now. I'll turn my sprinkling system on. It may need, which is weird with all the rain, but sometimes the pots don't get it. But this one's doing really good too. Bella Maria. Holy moly. I've never had this one, but look how she is. I mean, these are big. These are big figs already, and they're not quite anywhere near being ready. And she's a little tree. She's just, this is how big she is. And she's loaded. But here's my raspberries up close. Grab a leaf here. I don't get picked, but look how nice they are. They're really big this year. I fertilized them well. Chicken manure. It's called chickadee doo doo. But you can see they're just loaded. Just every branch loaded with them. So that's that. Now this is, his figs don't look so good. Frank's tree. He's really root bound in here. I don't like it when they get quite this root bound. And he's such a big tree. Jeez. Anyway, I gotta water him too, it looks like. So let's see. We'll go on to my vegetable garden. So my vegetable garden is a hit or miss. I did really well with my garlic harvest. Excellent. And then I planted some beans here, and they're coming along. This is Romano beans, and they're my favorite bean. And they're doing really good. So they haven't set yet. They're just about to bloom. So I should start to get beans here really soon. This is a tomato plant that I got. If you go to Sam's Club, they have these tomatoes there, and we thought they were pretty good tasting. So I took the seeds and I started them inside, and my gosh, this bush is, I don't even know if you can see it. It's all the way here, all the way down in here and up, and it's taking over this other variety I had here, which I don't even remember what it is. I gotta look for the tag. And just taking everything over. But it's a really good little, like, cherry Romano type tomato. My goodness. Spit it out, Catherine. But I will not be planting them in these again. I'm going to try these with potatoes next year. I don't know, or something. These just didn't work out well. They look sickly. They've never looked happy in here. I've been consistent with water, and then of course we had all that water, and they just look horrible. They did not do well. The variety in here were pineapple, blue cream, and Amish Roma tomatoes, and they look horrible. Of course, the ones in my garden look a little bad too, but not as bad. But I didn't expect these to do as well because they get a lot of shade because of this apple tree, which I'm going to cut half down next year or this fall. But this is the one that something came and ravaged all of my grapes. They just did a number on it, and now I don't know what. It looks like it's got rust on it, which is not good. And I do see some Japanese beetles eating the leaves, which is funny. It's just like the whole thing is just being attacked by different things. It's crazy. This is my wild area. I had weeded all this. I still have some elderberries roots that are popping up, so I got to dig them out again. So like, it's hard to tell because there's a lot of weeds. But this is an elderberry right here. That's an elderberry. Got to get rid of it. I don't want it interfering with my blueberry bushes here. I picked my blueberries that I had, and they just keep interfering, and I can't have this anymore. So I got to get rid of some there. There's some little root still left in this area. So I'll probably be cleaning this up again, and then I'm going to put black tarp down, and I'm not going to use chips. I'm just going to put black tarp down so that I can keep the weeds away and not have to worry this area. Blackberries are doing really, really well. Oh my. My husband loves these. I'm not a big fan, but he loves them. But look at just all this is triple crown. Oh, there's some nice ones here. There we go. Aren't they nice? They're nice. I mean, I don't think they're ever that tasty. I love raspberries. Give me a raspberry in it. Let me see if this will come off. Come off. Oh, it came off pretty easy. Let me try it. I don't know. It tastes like wine or something, and it just doesn't do anything for me. He likes them, which is funny. He doesn't like wine. Anyway, so this area's got to have a lot of change. This is my gooseberry bushes, and here's my other elderberry bushes, which I wish I hadn't planted here. So I'm going to probably be digging these up and putting them out back. But they are loaded. I did do a video on them, but look how big that bloom is. That's my hand, and I can't even open my hand all the way, but look how big that is. So, and looks like I got myself another red bud growing here. And a tree I don't like. It's one of those choke cherries. Can't stand them. This is a little baby lark tree that I planted a long time ago. It's just a little dude. He's getting big. But this is the ugly. This is very ugly. In here is not so ugly. These are all herbs. Oregano, sage. I got some lemon bee balm and yarrow. Ooh, brown wasp. Ooh, boy. And some other weird looking wasps. A little like blue looking wasp. Well, it doesn't look so blue when it landed, but when it was flying around it looked blue. But they're they're pollinating this yarrow. Let me go around so I can get bit. And then I have some other yarrow here that I cut back. So this is doing well. I have some chives back in here. And there's my little elf. He needs some fixing up. And anyhow, this is the area where I was saying on the other side that I'm going to make a hosta grove. Probably more along this way and not as much in this area. Because this area we're thinking about a shed, possibly. Here is an area, or out back behind the greenhouse. So here's my little cherry tomatoes. And this was kind of this came up by seed. So I just let it grow. And my husband just loves cherry tomatoes. So I got those, and this is the blue cream. There's a few of those too. I'll take those in. Oh, that one kind of burst. I'll eat that one. They're very good. One of my favorite. Cherry tomatoes, just delicious. So here we are. I'm going through my grapes. You can see they ate a bunch of them right off the thing. I'm almost certain it's a raccoon. And then we're back this way, and I have another hardy hibiscus blooming. And when we walked through here I have some dill. This is my pink dandelion blooms right in here. Probably these are too. So I saved the seeds so I can have them come back in the same area. They're really pretty blooms. I have 2 pears left out of the whole tree on this side. The raccoons ate all the others. These I'm going to pick and eat. They're better to ripen off the tree than on a tree. So that is my tour of my garden. I do have this Asian pear. I guess I didn't talk about that, but it is just loaded. As you can see, the poor branch is just really gone down. I probably should take more of the fruit off, and I have taken a lot of the fruit off, but oh, it's so hard to pick more off. Like here I have 2 on a branch, on a thing. I probably take this one off still, but it's doing wonderful. And my gosh, it's grown. And this must be like 15, 20 feet high, and this is supposed to be a dwarf. So I don't know, maybe it's my ground or something. And then over here, I have an air layering, and I don't know if it's taking or not. It looks horrible inside there. It looks like it's growing LJ, not a root. Did poke a hole on the bottom so it could drain, but I don't see anything going on in there. I'm not really good at doing air layering as I used to be, but I promised somebody I would try, and apparently I just didn't do a very good job because I don't see nothing on there, no roots, nothing. Anyway, maybe I should have put some more hormones in there. I did put some in there, but anyway, over here, I almost forgot. Here's where that pot is. This is the pot that was over by my 2 chairs where I look at the little pond. And everything in there just died all of a sudden. So I put in the 2 that I started rooting in my pond. And then this one was supposed to be in the pond, but I just didn't have a place for it. And I'm going to save this canna lily for next year to put in my pond. And here, I was going to say, aren't these cute? These little tiny sunflowers were planted by a bird, apparently. And they just popped up in here with my other flowers, with the yellow and the yellow canna lily. I think that that's just too funny. Of course, this should have been put in more sun. So next year I won't be put it underneath this tree. I'll probably leave it over here where I first originally had the set, was right here. So I think next year this will be over there again. Or I'll plant something in here that likes shade. And here's Cleopatra. She got another bloom with the different colors on it. As you can see, like I said, if it has the variegation down below, usually you get variegated blooms. And if you don't have the variegation, you have the dark, you just get red blooms. Oh, did I just knock that off? No, okay. I just knocked part of the bloom off. So anyway, well, that's it, I guess, now. I hope you enjoyed this August tour. There wasn't as many things blooming, but there were some really nice things blooming. And I really love the view here where you see my lily pads. They're just gorgeous. We did fertilize them and they're doing so nice, and the pond is doing better since before. So anyhow, I hope you all have a great day, and thanks for subscribing. I appreciate it. Have a great day.